Welcome to the Elevating Leaders series, where we go beyond the headlines and straight to the people who are redefining insurtech and business transformation. We've caught up with the visionaries and the pioneers that are currently driving the industry forward, bringing you exclusive insights, strategies, and stories you won't hear anywhere else. If you're ready to go deeper, this is your front row seat to the future of insurance. I'm Miguel Edwards, and this is 5 Minutes.
Josh, talk to me a little bit about your experience as you're in the kind of the no-low code space, right, and you're kind of preaching this to prospective clients. What kind of resistance are you running into? Because for me, and I've done my own preaching, my own evangelization, right, about, man, guys, now is the time. And to me, I struggle with trying to understand what the hesitation is. I'm offering you now an opportunity, business, to author your own future, to shed all of the technical constraints, right, of needing. But I feel like oftentimes I'm talking to a wall sometimes. What do you feel like are some of the issues?
I think some of the biggest issues are people are still in the technology mindset.
Yeah.
They have this kind of core system, and I've heard you mention it before. They have a core system approach to running their organization, as opposed to a data-driven approach to running the organization.
Yeah.
With the right data, you can make better decisions. Right. You just can. And until we get out of our own ways, mm-hmm, as an industry and move beyond the core system into a data-focused approach to running our business, to enhancing customer experience, to make the agents' lives better, make the underwriters' lives better, make better risk decisions,
right,
like understand your appetite, handle claims more predictively, if you will. I think we're going to be in a cycle of that for a little while until that message really resonates,
sure, with
the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
And there's some great core systems, mm-hmm, but specifically with our business, some of the resistance we find is, these core systems have done a really good job with the blocking and tackling, right?
Right.
Rates, rules, forms, compliance. They're awesome at that.
Right.
But they look at a view into that core system as a portal.
Right.
This person can see these things,
right,
and the flows need to go along this very rigid path. They don't have to do that,
sure,
right? So when I get an opportunity to really highlight what we do as an organization, and really just get that out of the way,
right,
and say, we're going to sit down with agents, we're going to sit down with claims adjusters, we're going to sit down with you all as policyholders and say, what should this look like? What should this flow look like? What is the journey? Mm-hmm. How does it look? And just not be beholden to the flow of a core system, and more focused on that data and operationalizing that and bringing that to the forefront. Mm-hmm. It's going to take us a little bit of time. I think we're at a point that table is turning. Mm-hmm. And you'd asked earlier about no code, low code being overshadowed by AI. Maybe that they work together to change that mentality to a certain degree.
I wonder if there's an opportunity even for the core system guys to say, to your point, rates, rules, and forms. I mean, we kill that. We do that an mm-hmm, amazing job at that. Experience layer, not so much. Yeah. Why don't we chop that guy off?
That's right.
Let's expose APIs or whatever, mm-hmm, so that we can work with the folks that really know experience.
That's right. So I'm pleased to say that there are some vendors that are actually doing that,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
But again, going back to the people that bought these systems the last 10, 15, 20 years, mm-hmm, it's what their expectations are.
Right.
I'm buying a core system, it needs to do everything. And it's weird, like in core systems, because, based on my history selling core systems for years, there was a point where everything needed to be a suite.
Yeah.
Guidewire broke that model. Like, hey, we've got an amazing claims system, and obviously they ended up building a huge enterprise around the core, but they were out there best of breed.
Yep.
We're the best at what we do.
Yep.
And they did a really good job with that. So these core systems started breaking out. Like we're, ABC company policy, ABC company billing, ABC claims. And then that changed again and went back to the core suite. And that's what people really are looking for the most part. But it also has its own challenges, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they have one core suite for commercial lines, they have one core suite for personal lines, and the two don't speak, right? So again, that experience layer, the beauty of it is providing one experience for your agents.
That's right.
So, or your policyholders, right?
That's right.
So I may have my BOP, with the same company that I have my personal auto and home with.
That's right.
I don't want two different fonts. I just want my relationship is with the carrier and the agent. So I want that. So until we kind of get out of our own mentality of how that works, but it's in the buyer's head too, right?
Yeah.
It's the core suite, so it should do everything.
Right.
I'm kind of a guy like, if I'm buying something, I want to drive a particular outcome. As long as these two pieces of technology can work together to drive the outcome that I really want.
Thank you for joining this episode of 5 Minutes. If you've enjoyed our discussion, we'd love for you to share it with anyone else you think might find it interesting. Also, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on and hit that bell to stay on top of the game with our practical 5-minute episodes. We look forward to seeing you again next week.